Welcome back to Keep It Real Reality, y'all. Hey, it's Will Win once again. Today, we're talking about a real hypocrite, for real. And I'm just not going to talk about it. I'm going to show you. For real, Charles Barkley. For real. A true hypocrite. But look, check.
Sham says it's going to be at least the next 3 weeks. What am I hearing from you over here?
I hate that y'all put that narrative on him.
What do you mean?
What?
Don't interrupt me. The man don't need counseling.
Draymond Green does not
No, he
need
does not
counseling.
need counseling.
Then what does he need?
I'm going to tell you why. On the court,
Why does he need counseling? You know? But hey, check it. Shaq finna explain something that's real trill right here. But then I'm also going to show the hypocrisy in Charles Barkley. If you're really familiar with Charles Barkley's basketball history, then you know the way and the type of player he was and the interactions that he's had in the past. You know?
he don't need nothing. Off the court, he's a solid human being. He's a good man.
They're suspending him on the court.
No, hold on. Excuse me. Off the court, he's a solid human being. He's a great man. Everybody has to have a certain character on the court. My character, Ernie, is I will elbow you to your to your damn teeth come out your mouth.
Merry Christmas to you.
I was mean on the court, but off the court, I'm a different person. So, listen, he does a lot of crazy
See,
things
if
on the
you're
court.
a real
that he
athlete,
shouldn't. Don't
right?
put the narrative.
See, and if you're a real, true athlete, right, you know where Shaq's coming from. Once you get on the court, on the field, on the diamond, whatever sports you play, you're going to take on whatever it is that makes you go over the top to be more competitive than the next guy that's standing in front of you. Hear it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the difference that's made great and mediocre in anything. You know what I mean? Being able to call that alter ego, you know? And on the court, Draymond Green, he has that alter ego of a villain, you know, the hitman, you know, the guy that, you know, this brings it. You know what I mean? If you have a problem, Draymond Green is the one you go to. And in times like that, you got to have a cat like that's back when he's on your team. Now, when he's on the opposite team, you know, it could be something different. But as long as he's on your team, hey, that's the best thing to have. You know you got somebody out there that's got your back. You know what I'm saying? But check.
He needs counseling. There's nothing wrong with Draymond. I just wanted to say it.
So you have no problem with what he's been doing on the floor?
Well, I'm not saying I don't have a problem with it, but he's been doing it 4 or 5 years ago.
And the 4
or 5 years ago,
that's enough.
Okay, well, guess what? Say that's enough, but 4 or 5 years ago when he was doing that, y'all were saying, "Oh, he's a great power forward. Kenny, he don't need the double. He's undersized. He plays tough. This is the way."
Wait.
And that's a good point that Shaq made. When they were winning, it was all good. But now that they're losing, now they got to have a focus on something. You know what I mean? Almost like a scapegoat. Yeah, Draymond has done some things on the court. But as you heard Shaq say, off the court, he's a great man. So who's the judge? Especially a person that has done the same thing that he has done. You know what I mean? But check it.
He made a mistake right here on this move.
You think?
But hey, all that stuff, he needs counseling. He needs to talk to people.
Well,
There's nothing wrong with Draymond.
I have a question for you then, Shaq.
There's nothing wrong with Draymond Green. Yes.
I'm not for or against counseling.
The NBA stands for
I'm not
nothing
for
but
or against it. I'm not for or against it.
Wait, but
I mean, you got to let him talk too,
You
Shaq.
acted hard. You ain't hard.
So you
ain't hard.
when he got hard?
You ain't hard.
You ain't hard. You soft as pudding.
I'm asking you.
I'm
You
just
think
saying,
punching a guy in the face is part of the game?
Charles, you did it. I did it.
I ain't punched nobody in the face, and I didn't choke them.
Now remember that. He just said, I ain't punched nobody in the face. Now that's how you know Charles Barkley is not the sharpest dude as those other old cats used to say, or those older cats used to say. He's not the sharpest cat in the world. Almost downright stupid in his words. Because if you know you have film of you doing this, you're going to sit here and tell the whole world that you've never done it. And we going to show you. For real. But check it.
Nobody like
Hey,
MMA.
Listen, first of all, if those big guys ain't do nothing back, they need counseling. Is you gonna let me choke you? Or you gonna let me come in the game and choke you?
Well,
The answer is no.
This building.
Good.
Now that was a good point. Shaq said, hey, those big guys didn't fight back and let him do it. They the one needs counseling. You know what I mean? You're supposed to be a man before you anything. Basketball player, well, anything, you know? It takes that component to make you stand up in any situation. You know what I mean? A lot of cats, that makes the difference between stand-up guys and the rest of you cats. Real talk.
There's nothing wrong with him off the court. On the court, all the antics, guess what? He's been doing that his whole career.
Yeah, but
doesn't-
it's Shaq, it's escalating.
He does need to change.
Then this may not. Why is this not a step toward changing what you do on the floor?
No, it's two different things, Ernie. Because listen, again, on the court, I will tear your face off, Ernie. I don't care who it is.
Shaq, you
I will
can't.
tear your face off. Off the court, I'm a different.
Shaq, you-
However, you would tear. Listen,
You see the way Ernie was looking at it? Like, for real? You'll tear my face off? Yeah, Ernie. On the court. You understand what I'm saying? And the one I never seen a good loser. Never. Ever. Oh, he's a sore loser. I never seen that's coming from a person that probably ain't never won. That's coming from a bench rider, probably. You know what I mean? Real talk. But check it.
I think that there's
Don't bottle them together.
No, I'm just saying that there's an unexpected. There's unexpected antics that he's doing. His antics are unexpected.
He's been doing it.
Now, okay, he's been doing it for.
Now, Kenny Smith, he's a stand-up dude. But what he does is plays both sides. It's political to him. Can't blame him. He's sitting on a chair on ESPN. Maybe that's what he's supposed to do. Maybe not. But he's in somebody else's house, so he got to conduct himself by the rules of whoever home it is. You know what I'm saying? So he's trying to say, okay, he needs some change, but maybe he doesn't need the counseling. Because, you know, they're trying to act like Draymond is really crazy. You know what I mean? For real.
Wow. There are consequences to your actions.
Okay, but
the
don't bottle them
consequences of suspension.
Don't bottle
True,
them together and say,
true,
he needs
true,
counseling,
true.
He needs help. There's nothing wrong with that, man. On the court, this is how he's been playing his whole career.
No, he
You're
hasn't
right.
been
Enough is
choking
enough.
people.
Bro, he was sticking up for his teammate. Stop it. He was sticking up for his teammate.
What, on the
You
choke?
can't be choking.
That's a good point I was making. And you about to hear Charles Barkley say something real crazy. But you can't be choking nobody. This coming from somebody that did the exact same thing. And one thing I can't stand is a hypocrite. You know what I mean? Like the song say, it's cool when they do it, but it's a problem when I do it. But see, in this case, it's a problem when they do it, but it's cool when I do it. See, that goes both ways. Don't let it go over your head. We keep real reality around here, but check it.
People?
Bro, when Larry Bird was fighting
You
Dr.
can't
J,
choke
he was
people.
choking dogs.
I didn't know
Larry
Doc
Bird.
was
Sticking up for his teammates when
Yes.
he hit Nurkic.
And we gonna show you.
The only mistake he made is he extended his arms. That's the only mistake.
No,
But
you
guess
mean
what?
he made a
He's been
mistake
doing
punching
that
a
his
dude in
whole
the
career,
face.
but I don't like how people bottling together. He needs help.
I think there is what Shaq is
Ernie,
saying.
like, man, keep your
He's
damn
thinking
hands
of,
off
like,
me.
Everybody has
this
a character on the court.
non-basketball person or
Needs
sports
help.
person
Needs
talking
help.
to you about how you live your life.
Politics. That's
He's
what
saying
this
he
is,
doesn't need that.
politics.
I might agree with that.
Thank you.
But I do think he
I don't
needs.
know where he's getting his count.
But I think there should be more in-house counseling in terms of Mike Dunleavy, Steve Kerr,
Listen,
and
man,
from Dunleavy.
you got the
can't-
last word
You
here.
can't choke people and punch them in the face. You can't do that.
Yeah, you can.
Remember that. Now check. This is the same guy, right? Charles Barkley, right? He played for the 76ers, if you didn't know. This is the same guy that just said,
You got the
can't-
last word
You
here.
can't choke people and punch them in the face. You can't do that.
now check this out. Real talk. Huh? Did you see that? If you didn't, there it is again, right? The same guy that said,
You got the
Can't-
last word
You
here.
can't choke people and punch them in the face. You can't do that.
and he dropped him. Huh? That's Jordan Poole on the court. You feel me? You would think that was the only altercation, right? That's what you would think, right? Okay, he did it one time. Not like Draymond. Draymond did this 1,000 times. Okay. Well, check.
Benny Johnson came off the pick, guns, in and out. Rebound Mahorn. Barkley fouled him, and Barkley slapping Mahorn in the face. Barkley challenging Mahorn. Ricky Wise, though, to back off. Now that's going to cost Barkley something. Do you toss him here or not?
You see what I'm saying? He was smiling. He wasn't tripping. You know what I mean? See, it was cool when he was doing it. But now it's a problem when Draymond's doing it. You know what I mean? Y'all know the rest.
Punch. He challenged him verbally, and Barkley with the open fist slapped Ricky. See if the officials have the guts here to take a stance. You got to give him a technical, don't you, Tom?
Well, you see it again. This will give the fans a better chance. See Barkley pushing off on Rick. Now Mahorn has the ball. There's a foul, no call. There's a foul, no call.
Now watch this. Watch what he does to Rick Mahorn.
There's the push.
Now that wasn't a smack. We call that a mush.
This is one of the arenas very similar.
But still, that's some hand in another man's face. Remember though. Remember when he just said this?
You got the last word
You
here.
can't choke people and punch them in the face. You can't do that.
Okay then. But there's more. Check it. Now this one here, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the bad boys of Detroit. You know what I mean? Back in the day, couple of championships, on the way to a three-peat, real talk. If they didn't do it, I might got to check on that. Real talk. They had a guy by the name of Bill Laimbeer, right? Big white boy. For real. Big bully white boy. Like some of them white boys I remember in Indiana, just big, corn-fed. Don't mind, squabbling with a nigga at any time, right? This is Charles Barkley and Bill Laimbeer back in the day of the Detroit Pistons, back in the 90s.
Mahorn hard to the basket, jams it and is fouled. Now he and Laimbeer start shoving each other, and now Barkley gets into it.
Now, if you notice, right, that did start from Bill Laimbeer and Charles Barkley. That started from, I think his name was Rick Mahorn. I think that was Rick Mahorn. I'm not sure. That started from those two, right? Not Charles Barkley, but Rick Mahorn and Bill Laimbeer, right? Bill Laimbeer started it. And what was Charles Barkley doing? He was doing exactly what Shaq just said.
He was sticking up for his teammates. Stop it.
And Chuck was just sitting there, or Charles, or Mr. Barkley, no disrespect, but he was just sitting there on some, I don't understand what you're saying. But this coming from a person that actually did the same thing. See, I'm giving you a definition in real life of what a hypocrite is. A real hypocrite.
Little melee, a big melee, and there were punches thrown. There's Edwards and Mahorn. Now they're squared off, but there's a pile there. And all of
Rick
this
Mahorn
with
just
14
kept hands
and
all in
18
his face.
seconds left.
That kind of looked familiar, though.
Charles Barkley, as Freddie grabs old Emmett,
I don't know if
gets
you
him
saw
out
the
of
clip, right? I don't know if you remember the clip of Draymond Green when he had an altercation on the court recently with some cat. Not the last one, but one of them. His whole shirt was ripped up. Look familiar. Real talk.
And now Jaminski has some words. This is not going to be settled instantly. Charles comes toward the Sixers bench. And Charlie.
You see Laimbeer's face? Hey, look at that. He left bruises on that guy, man. We talking about black eyes and welts all over. which after digging into the story longer, you find out that that really happened when it was in a pile. That didn't happen off the first lick. I don't know. This is from what they say. But look, check.
It's just confusion right now, mass confusion. It started with Mahorn and
Had a nice
Lambeer
little shine.
pushing underneath. And boom, all of a sudden.
Oh,
it was
yeah, he got a
Charles
nice
Lambeer,
little shine.
and Rick re-entered, and then it was too far away at the other end to really see all that was involved.
Now, that was the same guy that just said,
You got the last word
You
here.
can't choke people and punch them in the face. You can't do that.
check. Now, this is black eyes and all type of things. But Bill Lambeer is definitely out of here. But see, with the stars, Charles Barkley, this is when they were really starting to build the NBA to what it is now, right? Charles Barkley was a part of that. He was one of the big bricks in the construction of that building that we know as the NBA. You know what I mean? So it was imperative and it was understood that he played as much as he could, just for ratings, to get people to come to the games. Today, hey man, that's all. They can play if they want to. They don't have to play if they don't want to. It's all it's a toss up. You might see Trey this game. He might sit out 2 games for personal reasons. See, back then you can just sit out for personal reasons. You had to have Michael Jordan played with the flu. But I'm getting off topic. Back to the hypocrite.
Now
Oh
everybody's
yeah,
down there. The Sixers
fight with the
and
fans.
Pistons.
Oh yeah.
And now we got the fans involved. And this has turned ugly, my friends. This was not at all.
If Draymond was to do that today, he'll be charged with assault. And not the one that Jonathan Major just got found guilty for. The one that he got found innocent for. Believe that.
Charles Oakley in a foul is called. Barkley did not like. Oh! Barkley took a swing at Oakley. Oakley went back at Barkley.
Maybe that's what it meant.
Let's
You
see
can't.
how this is handled. Will they call it a punch?
That's what he meant. You can't be punching people. He do a whole lot of slapping, I guess.
Well, if his fist was closed, it's definitely a punch. Patrick Ewing now grabbing referee Jake O'Donnell.
Oh yeah, there's more.
Down to 10 seconds. Elijah Watt, yes, and it counts. And that will do it.
And now Vernon Maxwell and Charles Barkley pushing each other and knocking each other back as a very, very hard foul by Charles Barkley.
Now for real. Now on the court, who's worse? Now, for real. The man that said this,
You got the
can't-
last word
You
here.
can't choke people and punch them in the face. You can't do that.
or the man that he was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. I'm going to keep playing some more. And we're going to see. I mean, on the court, because I believe both of them, like you heard Shaq say, you nothing but a teddy bear, basically, in real life. When he's keeping real reality. Or when he keeps real reality. He's a totally different person. As Charles White say, when he's on the internet, he's in character. Now, I have my own opinions on that. But hey, it's got to at least be understood. You know? The same thing with the NBA, NFL, MLB, Major League Baseball, hockey. But see, Draymond is doing it in a real sensitive time, I believe. I believe the times that Draymond is doing this in is making it a different situation. You know, it's a lot of things going on. Meaning today's society is way worse than society was back then. So I can see somebody having the decision to say, hey, we can't let it fly today because maybe that's is what's influencing people to do this. You know what I mean? For real. See, today, a cat might try to do a meme and go viral and do it on, it's a whole different game. You know what I mean? But check. Hey, now this one was a straight up punch. I'm talking about right here. Yeah, that cat right there that just said this.
You got the last word
You
here.
can't choke people and punch them in the face. You can't do that.
That's why I understand that I'm with Shaq on what he said 100%. Clash of the Titans. You can't judge it. You can't call it crazy. If you call him crazy, you got to call the whole sport as a whole crazy. If he's barbaric, that has to make the game barbaric, which I don't believe. Neither one. I just believe that was a part of the game. Real talk. But check. Yeah, that was Shaq. That's Charles Barkley right there. You know when they asked him, would you let anybody choke you? Charles looked like, you done tried it before. Basically, whatever you want. I'm not saying Charles is a bad person, but I'm calling him a hypocrite. If you steal something, I call you a thief. You know? You lie, and you call the light. You did. But Stephen A. Smith, on this, I'm with you 100%. He showed real perspective in this, true, a reality or perspective, a relative perspective, I guess I'll say. Now check it. Stephen A. could have took this a whole nother way, as he usually does on ESPN. If you notice, I think on ESPN, this was another side of Stephen A. to me. But check.
This is about an NBA player off the court. His name is Draymond Green. Now, just recently, what we heard via numerous reports is that Draymond Green was in therapy. People were using words like getting the help that he needs and all of this other stuff. I appreciated a perspective provided to us all by my man Paul George.
Straight lawyer talk.
Podcast P.
Stephen A. sound like a damn lawyer.
Podcast
Real talk.
Via Wave Entertainment.
That's called a hell of an opening argument. Real talk.
Podcast P. Paul George himself speaking on his podcast about Draymond Green. Here's what he had to say.
I don't like that they're painting him that he's crazy now, though.
Yeah, like he got to go to therapy.
Yeah,
and all
like
this.
I don't like that part. Like, all right,
I think
like,
that's
he's not crazy. Like, let's stop the narrative
Yeah,
that
he's
he's
definitely
crazy.
not crazy,
And, like
but
something's wrong with him. Like there's something going on at home. Like, come on, like we got to chill with that.
Let me preface my comments by saying it's important that people in my position, more so than Paul,
that's real,
because he may have a podcast.
Real talk.
But he's a basketball player, an elite basketball player, somebody I root for, by the way. But the tenets of journalism and
so, in other words, hey, it's a game. Barkley, you did it. Shaq did it. Lambeer. It was like that. But see, today's game, that's not allowed. Okay, I get that. I understand that. I'm not going to even say that's wrong. Okay, you're cleaning up all the, I don't want to call it bravado, but just straight up fights, what it is. Melees, drama. Try to take all that type of drama off the court. I could do it, all right? But to deem a person crazy because they're that type of warrior on the battlefield is crazy to me. You know? And 9 times out of 10, he's taking up for his team. He's the team enforcer. That's what he does. You know not to hit Steph the wrong way because you don't just have to worry about Steph. You know you got to worry about Draymond, whether he's on the bench or on the court. Those type of things are needed on every team. So to paint the picture that the man has some type of mental illness because of this, that's a certain form of mental illness. Real talk. But this will win. We keep it real reality, y'all. Hey, check.
The show